Today, we are diving into a story from Hindu mythology that seriously challenges our modern ideas about identity, love, and what makes a family. This is the story of Budha, the deity of the planet Mercury. And trust me, it's a myth that feels more relevant now than ever before.
So let me just start by asking you this. Imagine the person you love changed their gender. Every single month. 1 month they're a man, the next a woman. Do you think a relationship like that could actually work?
It might sound like some kind of modern thought experiment, right? But for the Hindu god Buddha, this wasn't a hypothetical, it was his actual reality. His life story makes us question pretty much everything we assume about love, family, and identity. So let's start at the very beginning.
Buddha's story kicks off as so many great myths do with a scandal. A huge one that totally rocked the heavens.
Okay, so here's the celestial drama. You've got Tara, who's married to this highly respected sage, Brihaspati, but she ends up having a pretty intense affair with the super charismatic moon god Chandra. And from this affair, a son is born, Budha, who is said to be just unbelievably beautiful. But this beautiful child brings a storm with him, and a furious debate just explodes among the gods. Who is his real father?
This argument gets so heated that the creator god himself, Brahma, has to step in to sort it all out. He goes directly to Tara and asks her, and she confirms it. Chandra, the moon god, is the father, and with that divine ruling, the case is closed. Buddha's lineage is officially settled.
But, being born from a cosmic scandal doesn't exactly set you up for an easy childhood. The next chapter of his life was all about a quest to find the one person who was missing, his mother.
So Buddha was raised by his dad, Chandra, and his totally doting grandparents. He was literally surrounded by love. He even lived among Chandra's 27 other wives, who are actually the stars you see in the night sky. And yet, despite all this affection, there was this huge hole in his life. He'd never known his mother, Tara, and he just longed to connect with her.
And after years of this yearning, they finally reunite. The emotion of this moment is just wow. The source text says Tara was weeping with both anguish and joy, finally showering her son with all the loving words he had desperately wanted to hear his whole life. This reunion was a massive turning point for him.
So you'd think, okay, his life is finally settling down. But nope, it's about to take an even more extraordinary turn. This is where we get to his cursed but incredibly beautiful love story.
Let me introduce a new character, Prince Sudamnia. He's this powerful heir to a kingdom, and he makes one fateful mistake. He accidentally wanders into a forest that's been enchanted by Lord Shiva. And the curse of this forest is instant and absolute. Any male who steps inside becomes a woman. And just like that, Prince Sudamnia is transformed into the beautiful Ila. Totally confused and lost, Ila wanders around until she stumbles upon Buddha's hermitage. And, well, the two of them fall deeply in love, they get married, and they even start a family, having a son named Pururavas. It's this perfect love story, but it's built on some seriously powerful magic, and that magic isn't done with them yet.
Meanwhile, Sudimna's family is desperate to get their prince back, so they plead with Lord Shiva. He offers a compromise, and it's a wild one. For 1 month, he would be Prince Sudimna, and he could go rule his kingdom. But the very next month, she would become Ila again and live as Buddha's wife. This incredible cycle would define the rest of their lives together. Can you even imagine?
So this entire incredible life story, from a scandalous birth to a love that literally transcends gender, it all builds towards Buddha's ultimate destiny and his lasting legacy.
So remember that son they had, Pururavas? Well, he goes on to found one of the most important royal lines in all of Hindu mythology, the Chandra, or the Lunar Dynasty. That's a pretty remarkable legacy for a kid born out of such controversy in magic, right?
But his legacy doesn't stop there. Far from it. Buddha is also anointed as one of the 9 sacred celestial bodies, the Navagrahas. As the planet Mercury, he's revered as the giver of wisdom. He's the one who rules over your intellect, communication, and education. And for any of you into astrology, he's the one who governs the signs of Gemini and Virgo.
Honestly, the scriptures themselves just capture his essence perfectly. This line from the Navagraha Purana really highlights his core attributes. He's intelligent, he's beautiful, and he has this fundamentally kind and benevolent nature. It feels like a fitting summary for such a complex and fascinating deity.
At its heart, Buddha's myth is this powerful exploration of identity. It's about figuring out who you are when your beginnings are scandalous. It's about loving someone whose very nature is constantly changing. And it's about creating a legacy against all odds. It really leaves us with a question that feels so relevant today. Are we defined by where we come from, by the choices we make, or by the incredible, boundless love we can find in the most unexpected of places?